Hey guys, Christopher Harold, Thursday, June 13th, 2013. Hey, it's about 4 o'clock, guys, in the afternoon. I just got back home from the movies. Went to go check out a quick matinee. And when I'm in the movie, my mind's always, a lot of times I'm trying to focus on that movie, right? But a lot of times I get ideas about other things I've been thinking about. And today's vlog, I'm going to share with you something that we have to become being uncomfortable. We have to become being uncomfortable. Now, a lot of you guys subscribe to my videos or in the business, or you're looking at a business, or you're just entertained by what I do. Who knows? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. But I had to come to a realization that in order to put yourself on a higher level, in order to go to the next plateau in your life, and in order to achieve that next level of success, to go beyond the norm, to go beyond the average, to go beyond the crowd, you have to learn to become uncomfortable being uncomfortable. Now, what exactly do I mean? Well, I can mean a whole number of things. Number one, you got to become comfortable being uncomfortable with saying certain words in your language now. You got to change your language up now. You got to start speaking differently. Like for example, I know myself personally for a long time now. You guys know my background. If you don't, let me tell you a little bit about my background real quick. But I got other videos to tell you a little more about me. But type of individual that grew up in church, always was around church, a traditional Southern Baptist church. I strayed away and did my thing for years and got caught up in a lot of fornication, a lot of criminal activity. Even though I joined the Air Force and doing a lot of things in there, I still was getting in trouble a lot. Just doing a lot of rebellious things throughout, from ages 18 to 25. Very rebellious. I got shot on July 4th, 1994 with a 12-gauge shotgun when I went back home to visit. After I left home for 2 years because I kept getting in trouble, getting in shootouts. The first night I went back home to visit, I got shot with a drive-by shooting. Not that much longer later, that time, a girlfriend at my time, we got into a big fight. We both was drunk. I was driving. I tried to kill us. I pulled us off the road. We got stuck on railroad tracks. My car got totaled. She and I walked away with not a scratch on our single body, only by the grace of God, but I was drunk as a skunk. And even later on in my life, when I get caught up in the military, smoking weed, selling ecstasy, doing all kinds of crazy stuff while I've been in the Air Force, which eventually led to my discharge out the Air Force. Got a general discharge, as I did about 7.5 years in, 7 years, 8 months. And then I got born again in 2000 because I just hit rock bottom with all those different things in my life, And I happened to meet my wife around that time as well. But when I look back from the years led up to that, and especially when I got born again, I started getting into the Word a lot, reading the Word a lot, went to seminary, and know the Word pretty good. And I realized something. I still wanted to pursue entrepreneurship, things of that nature. But I noticed when it came to getting money or prosperity, I had a problem with that. There are some people out there who teach prosperity in the churches who are running amok. But I had a problem as a Christian with the word prosperity, being prosperous. But then again, I looked at my income, and my income was it was meager. I had enough to give an offering. I had enough to get by and pay my bills for the most part, but I never was living an abundant life. Then I had to pick up books. Around 2002, 2003, I started reading books. The first one I ever read was Think and Grow Rich. And it kind of started to change me, but I still noticed I was applying a lot of the principles throughout my life. And I come to realize recently that I had a problem saying I want to be rich. Why? Because I've been conditioned growing up in church, leaving the church, and getting back into the Word and everything. I saw myself being conditioned to think that being prosperous or being rich was a bad thing. Because I took certain scriptures out of context where it says you can't serve God in money, or you can't serve God in mammon, or you heard so many times the love of money is the root of all evil. I mean, and taking certain scriptures out of context to the point where I could talk about people that were prosperous. And I wonder, I never could get prosperous, even though I tried businesses, I tried different ventures, I tried things, and it never would take off for me. Why? Because I was talking about the same very people or the same very thing that I said I wanted to attract in my life. But what I realize now, guys, is that now I'm comfortable saying, yes, I want to be rich. And the way I've been able to get there is by reading certain books, by listening to certain audios, by surrounding myself by new friends. At that time, my friends were predominantly broke, lower middle class, or maybe, middle class. When I got into a sales job, I started, being around other salespeople, but still, $80,000 a year was like max. That wasn't rich, it wasn't prosperous. And when I did my music thing, same thing, guys. And I realized that when I got saved, when I got pious, the same thing I needed, same thing I prayed for and wanted for, I was repelling from me. But now I'm okay saying I want to be rich. Now I'm okay saying, yes, I want to be very, very prosperous. I'm committed to being rich now. I have become comfortable being uncomfortable. I know that makes a lot of people very uncomfortable when we talk about rich. But when you hear words financial freedom, everybody wants to be financially free. And it's the same exact thing as being rich. But since we've been conditioned and programmed to think that being rich is a bad thing, that if you're rich, you're greedy, that if you're rich, you're taking advantage of people, if you're rich, you're a bad or evil person, because certain scriptures, we take certain scriptures out of context. Even in the book of Proverbs, when it talks about the wicked, we tend to put the wicked with being rich and the righteous with being poor. Because we've been conditioned for so many years to think that way. We've been taught that way. But you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. You got to get to the point where you surround yourself around new people. I took on golf a couple years ago, right? And I did it for two reasons. One, it seemed like a very interesting sport. Number two, I wanted to get myself around a different class of people. Most people I grew up with don't play golf. They don't play golf. If I go to my hometown right now, and some guys I grew up with, they're doing some of the exact same things. They're drinking. They're working all day. In the evening, they're drinking, and they're going to the club. The same old life 20 years later. And I mentioned go about playing golf, they look at me like I'm crazy. But playing golf puts me around a different type of crowd. And so I had to make myself become comfortable being uncomfortable initially. And you might have to do the exact same thing. You might gotta join a spa or join some country club. Or you start reading more books. You start reading more books that talk about being prosperous. It talks about you becoming rich. Because it's not a sin to be rich. Let me say that one more time. It's not a sin to be rich. We've been brainwashed. So now we need to be brainwashed from being brainwashed. We've been receiving so much bad information, and yet we struggle and we constantly pray and ask God to bless us, and we can barely make ends meet. And I'm sorry, that's not the life I want to live till I'm 65, 70, 80 years old. God willing, if I live that long. I don't want to be the guy who just gets by every single week. Can never enjoy life. Can never live life to the fullest. Can enjoy the things that God has created here. What poor person can bless a lot of people? What lower middle class average person can bless a lot of people? Being rich is a good thing. You got to be committed to being rich. You got to take action to being rich. You got to surround yourself around a different class of people to be rich. So, what I want you to do right now is repeat after me. I'm going to be okay being comfortable where I was once uncomfortable. I'm going to be okay being comfortable where I was once uncomfortable. And say this: I commit to being rich. I am going to be rich. I commit to being rich. I am going to be rich. I commit to being rich. I am going to be rich. And walk this every single day of your life. Now, there's certain things you got to do to being rich. It's not just going to fall out the sky. It's not going to come from your prayers. There's certain things you got to put yourself in position to be rich. I heard something the other day. Did I write that down? Yes. You got to learn how to model rich people. You got to model their action, and you got to model their mindset, and then you should get the same results. Let me say that one more time. You find someone who's rich, and you model them, and you mimic their action, and you also mimic their mindset. You mimic their mindset through books, through audios, through surrounding yourself around a different class of people, a different community of people who think differently than a poor average person, who see things differently than a poor or average person. And then you should get those same results over time. I know I'm going to be rich. I know by a shadow of a doubt I'm going to be rich. I'm on a path to being rich right now as I speak. I'm building my business right now through Empower Network, which is the best system available today to be rich. I'm making people on my team rich. I have a system put in place exclusively just for my team. For my team that goes outside of Empower. Whoever works for me is getting bonus information, getting a bonus system, getting bonus things so they can be rich. I can only work with people right now who want to be rich, who want to be free, and who want to be wildly successful. That's it. I'm committed just to work with those type of people. And if you want to see how real this thing is, you can partner with me right now. You can go to my website at workwithchrisharrell.com. You can get started with me, and once you do, my assistant is going to contact you to set up a coaching call with you. And we're going to map together a blueprint to get you on the path to freedom, to get you on the path to riches, to get you on the path to prosperity. Because being rich, being prosperous, being free is a good thing. And you need to learn to accept that. It's a good thing. It's a great thing because you can do more good with money than you can without it. So, like my videos, subscribe to my videos. Take what I'm saying today, guys. Make this an everyday habit. Because it takes you about 21 days to create a new habit. And right now, your old habit has you in the best position where you are today. Your best thinking has you where you are today. Become comfortable being uncomfortable, and pretty soon, your uncomfortable has become comfortable. God bless. Talk to you later.